was a hypo, and I'm like, welcome to Under Two Capes. I'm Jared. I'm here with Robert. What's up, brother?
Yo, what up? I'm feeling 90s.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to talk. So we have two topics tonight. We're going to talk about the 90s shows that essentially have to get the X-Men 97 treatments. That's number one. And number two, so there's a theory going about that some people on the internet have advanced that like the current John Kent we have currently is like a fake or like a different version of John Kent, and the kid version is just waiting in there. We're going to refute that argument because there are more holes in that argument than there is a wall after it's shot upon by the United States Marine Corps.
Big time.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah, but I can already give an answer. All of them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my answer. All of them deserve it. But there is one I want that wants it more than any of the others.
Go ahead.
But well, besides Spidey, obviously, Silver Surfer.
Okay.
Because that ended with Thanos winning and the entire universe wiped out.
Yeah, they have to continue that.
Which is why I always looked at it then, that was the end of the animated universe.
Yeah.
Even though there were still some shows afterwards, for me, chronologically, that was the grand finale. A sad finale, but a fitting one.
So what you're telling me is that it essentially Infinity Warred it?
Worse, because the entire universe got wiped out.
Oh, that's true. That's true. But
so Thanos won.
Yeah, exactly. So
actually, I take back. There is one I don't want.
Which is
Avengers United. That they stand. That sucked.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about that one real quick. So I watched like a bunch of episodes from that, and all right,
that one was.
What the hell happened with that?
That was sabotage from the beginning.
Yeah. Why does Hawkeye sound like Wolverine?
Same actor, maybe.
Yeah, but Hawkeye had like this really deep voice, and I go, "What? Hey, what's up, Putt Marker and Cameron?"
But here's the thing. For one, they originally were going to do a Fantastic Four series that was constantly in the work, and it kept getting shut down. That's why Cap couldn't show up. You had the Iron Man show. Iron Man couldn't show up. Thor's rights were tangled up.
Mm-hmm.
So there was it was sabotage from the get-go.
Yeah, exactly.
That would need an overhaul more so than a continuation.
Or just don't bring that one back.
Yeah. It only lasted 13 episodes.
Rightly so. So then you get to like, let's talk about Spider-Man, because that one actually is getting a continuation in comic book form.
But surprisingly enough, they are still leaving wiggle room for
the revival.
Yeah, for actual revival, at least the rescuing of MJ.
Yeah, because here's the thing.
Because Sempier still wants to do that.
Yeah, and X-Men 97 doing as well as it did kind of proved that you could like do that well. Barry Cameron says he doesn't want them to return because of products of the time and with modern writing. Well, here's no. I'm going to tell you this. Yeah, preachy for X-Men. I think you're a little nitpicky because that was like what X-Men was back then. I'm just going to tell you that right there. Even in the original show, so it was that tone, and then you would get hopefully the original creators behind like Spider-Man back in.
Yep, but I will say this. I saw that DeBao or whatever his name is came out and said, oh yeah, not long after I left, the person they put in charge or someone in charge is basically saying it's continuing the whole don't read the comics. To the point where he wanted to pull up Jeff Johns and utilize an established character, like, just make up someone.
Yeah, that will forever be the real big problem with Marvel.
I don't know why Kevin Feige keeps pushing this. Why does he keep? I thought he's a fan.
I don't think that was true, Robert. I think that he marketed himself as a fan to like essentially gain the loyalty of the fan base, because if
he Berlanti'd it.
Yeah, because if you look at like his decision since he's been like free of charge since Endgame, it's been bad decision after bad decision.
To be fair, from what I understand, a lot of that was still Disney leaning on him.
Shang-Chi.
Okay, that one they felt like. Here's the other thing: is they clearly went in experimenting way too much.
Yeah, exactly. And if he was really this big comic book fan, he would get that you have to build it up for us, or have these characters show up in other people's projects first. You can't skip it. You can't skip it. But Tevye says he would love that because I think it would be successful as well. I think. But
right.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what's up, Nix? How you doing? Yes, we're talking Marvel. But yeah, it's like Cameron did bring up an interesting thing in the past. It's like you could have, because here's the thing: if what Bo DeMeo said was true, which I believe it is, it's like they even discouraged. They basically were trying to encourage him to abandon the comics in order for like their stories. Which credit to Bo for standing firm, at least for the first season.
Yep. Now, do I think the second season is going to get butchered? I don't know.
I don't know yet. Do
I think Bo was a good guy? It's hard to say.
But do I think he was the major reason why the first season was so good? I would say so, yes.
I would say so, yes. But does that mean you need someone like him staying in charge?
That part, yeah.
That's the double-edged sword principle.
Yeah, exactly. And then
now Nick's chant. Actually, Sempier actually always wanted to end it there. He ended it there intentionally. He was like, if we do a follow-up, we'll wrap it up. But he was content for a while initially with that ending.
Which?
Because it was meant to be the adventure continues. It's like, he's going to get MJ. There's not a question.
Yeah, but the fans want to see that. That's the thing.
Yeah, but he felt the high note of Spidey with Stan Lee. It's like, how do you top it?
Yeah, that is very true. But again, go back to what I was saying. The problem is like if they bring it back, it's a gamble. It will be like respectful to the what came before it, because we got lucky with X-Men, but if those same people are in charge, do you really want them to screw it up? Because then if they screw it up, the legacy of those shows is forever partly tainted.
Yep. And point of this, MCU just wants to tell original stories. And now that they've set it all up.
How's that working out for you guys?
Yep. And the fact that Feige keeps wanting to call the MCU the 616 when it's not.
Yeah, I love where Iman Vellani was like, no, it's not.
Oh, I love her. She's
fantastic. She's fantastic. But
sorry.
Tevye says also Bo DeMeo did say apparently he wanted Onslaught on the show, which could have been interesting. Yeah, it's like they legit told him that they wanted to, like, first off, they didn't want Cyclops to be in a leadership potential because he was like the white male of the team. And his words, mind you, Bo DeMeo. It's not me saying this.
I know. I can believe both believe it and not
Bo
believe
said
it.
They told him you have to turn off your comic book brain.
Yeah, that I can believe.
And I go.
Do I think he's exaggerating some of this? Possibly.
Yeah, but it's like the fact that it's a red flag if you're a comic book nerd to work for Marvel Studios.
Agreed. Now,
Marvel Studios.
Yeah. The character in question from what he was talking about was a dictator. He wanted to use an established dictator, and like, just make him a generic dictator.
It's because here's the thing. These creatives, now I will say, I think that this is going away, this way of thinking, slowly but surely. But they had this assumption that people will just show up anyway if it's like Marvel or Spider-Man or Iron Man, if you will. Obviously, that has been proven false now.
Even with Fantastic Four.
Yeah, exactly. Well, with Fantastic Four, I kind of saw it coming because it's like, look, while the movie itself was good, the Fantastic Four is never like the strong brand.
Nope, it's not. No, it's not. But, okay. But Spidey's the one that's in the works. That one's been wanting to be a continuation. But let's look at some of the other ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's talk about Fantastic Four.
Yeah, exactly. You know, that's one of the ones I haven't seen yet. So please explain.
Fantastic Four. Okay, much like a lot of those '90s series, it was basic and everything, but it wasn't that bad. It was pretty dang good. Very faithful, great voice cast. And I will say that I always got remember from a voice acting panel. Laurie Allen, who voiced Sue Storm in this. Laurie Allen, that's Pearl the Whale from SpongeBob, and Diane Simmons from Family Guy, and the boss from Metal Gear. Mm-hmm. She talked about how one time after they recorded a whole bunch of Fantastic Four, they decided to just do the straight voices, no audio, no sound effects. So it's like, I'm trying to get you. Anyway, it's not like we were constipated the whole series. And I'm just like, I love that.
Yeah, exactly. And Tebby agrees on Silver Surfer because you absolutely need that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Silver Surfer, yeah, like I said that, yeah. But again, you had that. I still also remember when they had She-Hulk was introduced in that. And well, first of all, you know who voiced Hulk in it wasn't in his show, but in Fantastic Four?
Who?
Ron Perlman.
Oh, really?
Yep. And
cool.
And She-Hulk, hold on.
Didn't She-Hulk have her own show?
No.
I thought she did.
No, she did not. She did not get her own show. Hulk had his own show. And then you had the Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk for the second season.
Okay, I could have sworn she had her own thing. It could be Marvel Studios, like Disney.
Oh they renamed. No, it was officially renamed Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk for the second season, but most people don't look at that.
No, I was saying is like I think that would probably happen is that Disney Plus took those episodes that were the She-Hulk ones and put them as their own thing.
That could be true, but yeah, in the Incredible Hulk, She-Hulk appeared thanks to Doom, initially voiced by Lisa Zane. That's Billy Zane's sister. And I still remember, it is one of the most erotic transformations.
Yeah.
That's the one where it's like, she is so getting turned on.
Yeah, it's like she's moaning and groaning, and I go, what are they doing in that recording booth?
Dude, you realize how dirty-minded a lot of voice actors can be?
Well, probably because they have to act like this.
And so many times they're just like, just imagine doing these voices, doing something dirty. I mean, come on. Exactly. Remember this. For a brief time, the voices of Mickey and Minnie were a married couple.
Oh, okay.
So Wayne Allwright and Russi Taylor,
they
were married. And the joke always was, boy, imagine being a fly in their bedroom.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, seriously, you had a lot of great voice talent for these Now,
Robert, have you ever seen the animated show Spider-Man Unlimited?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, isn't that a weird one?
And get this, it's not a follow-up to the animated series. People like to think it is. It's not. It was done in response to Batman Beyond.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. I think Marvel kind of wanted you to think it was the continuation because if you notice, the voice actor playing Spider-Man sounds like the same guy. It's not, but he sounds like the same guy. He at first has the same suit, and they use some of the music cues.
But get this, that was Reno Romano, who was also Batman in the Batman.
Oh.
And you ever watch Sailor Moon, or you at least know Sailor Moon?
I know of Sailor Moon.
The very first voice for Tuxedo Mask.
Oh, okay.
Before he left it, but yeah, that guy's done a lot of voice acting. But the fact he was Batman and Spidey.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
and Jennifer Hale, Black Cat in the main series, Mary Jane in Unlimited.
Ooh.
And
yeah, that's where I recognize her voice, and that means that show automatically receives 5 points no matter what. Because as for those that don't know, I give an extra 5 points to any episode featuring Jennifer Hale. Like when Nick and I were covering Justice League Unlimited, there was one point where like 4 of her characters were in one episode, so I gave it like a 20 out of 10.
Yep, seriously, Jennifer Hale. I've met her a couple of times. Great. I mean, come on.
I met her once.
She's my favorite. There's a reason why I always play Fem Shep in Mass Effect.
Yeah, if you notice, I like Male Shep, but Fem Shep has the better delivery. I'm just gonna tell you that right there.
Because she was already a pro, Mark Mir was learning.
Yeah, but
now he did get better by the third. By the third game, he 100%. Was top tier.
But it's like the attitude she gives to Fem Shep. I just love it.
Especially the distinction between Paragon and Renegade.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like she's the one where I was like, I really want to see her play Wonder Woman at one point. I think she'll make a good Wonder Woman.
By the way, every episode, one thing I will always give props to these 90 cartoons. Most of their stories were based off of issues.
Oh, yeah. And here's the other thing, particularly in the case of X-Men, they gave those episodes that were based on like those big arcs. Like the Dark Phoenix saga was like 8 episodes.
Right. But take a look at Fantastic Four. You're going to have to copy that whole thing, but take a look.
I will. Give me 1 second.
See, look at that. All of them say based on. Now, granted, a random issue sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Hang on. It just okay. Here we go.
Yep.
Hang on. Let me find that. All right, there you go. Episode. I'm not seeing that, but
no, it's right. It's under the episode list. It says description. It says descriptions.
No, you just sent me a page to general Fantastic.
Oh no! That's why I said you have to copy and paste the whole bar.
Oh yeah, it left that part in. Okay, yeah.
That's why it says it's like first up the 2-part pilot based on Fantastic Four 1 and 8.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's awesome.
And look at and one thing I always love about the Spidey animated series, they took some really obscure stuff, like the Man Spider. That was a random issue on the Savage Land, and they made that a part of the mutation arc.
And remember, Robert, they got their Morbin in. That's where Morbius showed. And because they couldn't go full vampire, it was like if he touched you,
plasma. I must have plasma.
And let's not forget, Shocker. I'll hug you the end of the earth, Shocker!
Shocker! You think you can hide from me? I'll follow you to the end of the earth!
I love that. I love that. That is so good. The Black Suit saga of that is like...
You know who wrote the first part?
Who?
Avi Arad and Stan Lee.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones who actually gave us a way to have it work without the Secret Wars. And if you notice, that's what's been used ever since.
Yeah, even in the movie.
Yeah, well, who produced the movie?
Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, it's like, because, and that's the thing, it's like, particularly in the X-Men animated series, when you do like, when they did like those stories, short of like Jean dying at the end because they couldn't do like necessarily death, they really stuck to what was actually on in the comics.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Spider-Man,
what was voiced by Disney's Prince Eric.
Yep. Prince Eric. Yep, I remember. And Iron Man, who was the definitive voice until RDJ, was Robert Hayes.
I am
Iron Man.
That's such a good. That's the other thing that all 90s superhero cartoons had. Fantastic theme songs.
Well, finding out that was the second season intro.
Yeah, I know.
And unfortunately, that second season was not that good.
Yeah, I know. But hey, at the very least, they have the good stuff.
Yep, and Fantastic Four improved itself as well with its second intro.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, seriously, the fact that this was its own mini universe, and I think, DC didn't even get it off the ground fully but Marvel beat them to the punch.
Yeah, it's kind of funny when you think about it. This was the MCU before the MCU.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, so really what the way I could see them doing this is just bringing each back for like one season each and then coalescing them into one like event.
Exactly. They did that with Secret Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Do basically here's what you do. You make it where like it's like See, how would you? Okay, so what you could do. So, as I understand it, the way the Silver Surfer ends is Thanos wipes out the universe, right?
Yep. Now, of course, that was meant to get resolved in the next season, of course, but that never happened.
Well, what you could do is you could have them be like saved by like the Watcher or something like that.
Well, yeah,
like,
the Watcher did appear. Yep.
At least a group of heroes are saved by the Watcher, and then they have to fight the Thanos. That's how. So what you do? Each of the continuing seasons are before the finale of Silver Surfer, and then the big like event where you cross them all over is after that, and that resolves it and like restores the Earth.
Yep, and but yeah, definitely. By the way, in this version of it with Silver Surfer, it was Thanos who gave him
the power.
No, who gave him his memories.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why would I guess
because they want the screw is Galactus, and he's the one who manipulates him by the end.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
Thanos was really well handled in this series, in this one.
Well, that's the other thing. It's like this stuff it's like a lot of these like animated series get like dismissed as like, oh, they're just cartoons.
No,
but when you actually watch the episodes, it's like, oh my god, the stuff that they were able to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like there's a lot that they definitely could do that'd be really, really interesting to like continue on with that.
Yeah. I found the clip of the ending. Hold on.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Go ahead. I'll play it without sound.
Yep, it's the last 26 seconds.
All right, so let me do this. I'm going to share screen real quick. All right, so share screen. Let me mute. All right, so it ends with the white screen?
Yep.
Oh, that's mean.
Like I said, that's why I say the universe ended there.
Yeah, probably I would say so.
That's why my eyes, I'm like, that was the end of the universe.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so let's go to our next topic of conversation. By the way, of the ones that I want first, I wouldn't mind. Well, in my order of operations, Spider-Man, obviously.
Right.
Iron Man. Surfer, obviously. We need Surfer.
We need Surfer.
And honestly, anyone after that is not Spider-Man Unlimited or Avengers.
The only one left is Hulk.
Oh yeah, Hulk. Yeah, exactly. Bring back Hulk. I like that one.
I say Hulk should definitely. Boys, Hulk got dark that first season. You know why? Because that was on UPN.
Okay, so they could afford to go dark. That makes sense.
Yeah, but then the second season had a shakeup. Instead of New World Animation, it was Saban and Marvel Films. So that's why it got more lighter.
I see. All right, so let's move on to our second topic. Now, here's and yes, Nix, bring back
Iron Mullet.
Iron Mullet. If they do a Justice League cartoon again, if they ever do like a revival of Superman the Animated Series, can they give him the mullet?
Technically, I'm grateful they kind of gave him the long hair, at least in Superman Doomsday.
But did you know that? So the original design. So I have a Wizard magazine issue that was talking about at the time when like before the Justice League cartoon was coming out. At first, it was like the WB is not interested in a Justice League cartoon, so that's the funny part. But then what's really funny about it is like if you look at like the first design for Justice League Superman, he had the mullet.
Yep.
That's the funny part. But anyway, so speaking of Superman, as a matter of fact, okay, so Robert and I have talked about John a lot, and the reason why we're tacking this on as a topic is because here's the thing: we keep seeing this theory like circling the internet, so we're gonna like address it. So, okay, Robert, explain to the kind people at home what the fake John theory is.
Okay, and Tevya, we're sorry to have to do this, but
no, I'll tell you what. If you want to participate in this conversation for this week, you're good. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. The theory is when John was somewhere between when John now it kind of gets a little hazy. It's either before the Man of Steel mini or some point during it. Wait, I think he thinks you mean coming on. We're not saying that, dude.
No. What we mean is that you're allowed to talk about John for this show.
In the chat. We're not saying come on. Mm-hmm. We're not saying. But anyway, either before the mini or some point during it, John was abducted, plucked out. Somehow, who did it? Who knows? Darkseid, maybe, I don't know. But then replaced with another version, and be it Earth 3 or whatever, the version of John we've been following, who got abducted was Ultraman and everything, who's been following all the time, who is bisexual and everything, is an imposter. And that the real John is still 10 years old, hidden in stasis or something out there, and that every writer and editorial and the editorial at DC thinks, oh yeah, that's our back door to undo it all.
Which, okay, so Robert, here, my first, and then Tavia says, if memory serves me well, probably Earth 3, John Kent.
Wes brought it up recently again.
Yeah, and to be fair, a comic historian also did. Now, here's the thing. Here's the first issue with that theory. All right, the first issue with that theory, and I just thought of a new issue with that theory, Robert. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the issue with this theory.
Oh, super chat.
Well, actually, and hey, Nix, and thank you, Nix. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, so, I think you were responding to Tavia.
She.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. But yeah. See, here's the problem with it. A, you would be saying that like the John that people have an attachment to is fake. Number one. Number two, when you come from Earth 3, you're coming from an Earth that is evil. So you would be saying that the LGBTQ by John, by association, is evil. Doesn't mean he's evil, but it means he comes from a place that's inherently evil.
Which basically would give the implication being queer is evil.
Yeah, so what?
And people are going to bring that up.
So if they brought that up, that would be the talking point now.
That same with it somehow tying to Darkseid or something, or Apocalypse. Yeah, evil again.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like the other problem. All right, Robert, I'm gonna ask you a question. How much time would you say in continuity has happened from when he left to where he is now?
Okay, you mean in the regular DC universe, not him
in
personally.
The regular DC universe.
Nick's right away, Nick's.
Yeah. Nice, Nick's.
Okay, but you get the point, though, Nick's. But anyway,
but
I'd say a good 2-3 years in universe.
Well, what about Damian's age?
Damian, they jumped him to 13. They acknowledged him at 13, basically. It wasn't an in-universe time skip. They just finally said, oh, no, we never acknowledged his age until now. He's actually 13.
So John wouldn't be 10 when he comes back.
Pretty much.
That's the thing. He wouldn't be that version.
Okay, here's the other problem with this. The series, under the belief that editorial has been keeping this in their pocket this whole time. Except here's the problem. Unlike Marvel editorial, where they've kept it relatively consistent the past few years, so you can actually keep pointing the fingers at Nick Lowe and everyone. Superman's editorial has been changing like crazy over the past few years. You've had many of their senior editorial dropping, coming, going. Some of the different books have different editorial team.
Mm-hmm. Representation for evil like me. I love you, Nix. You're funny. Julian, honestly, if he's 13 years old, I wouldn't. I get that, Tavia. But the people the other people that want him back that advance this theory, are under the assumption that he's been that he's stuck at 10 years old.
Yep, exactly. And then here's again.
Also, here's the thing.
Like I said, the editorial. So if that ever happened, it got dropped. Even if it did exist, it got dropped long ago.
Yeah, because here's the thing, Robert. Here's what I was going to say. And you actually lead into it very well. All right. here's the thing. The massive gaping hole in the argument that DC was keeping this a secret the entire time, let's say, that would imply that DC as a whole cares about John as like the center point of the DC universe. He's not.
For a brief window, they might have, but that fell.
Yeah, exactly. And before you say, well, it goes beyond editorial, maybe like Jim Lee cares. Jim Lee does not care about. If there's anyone that would care that used to work at DC or be DiDio, because DiDio pushed John and pushed him to be aged up, mind you.
Exactly. DiDio was now granted, yeah, he's the one pushing to be aged up. But and now here's the other problem. John has been older longer than he ever was a kid.
Yeah, so you would then take.
He's now 10 years old. He's been around for 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the problem with that, because PKJ actually brought this up when so someone asked him about it. If you then de-age him, number one, you're taking away a character that fans have like grown up with, and they're not going to go, well, it's the same character. No, it's not. Plus, here's the thing. Let's say they do de-age John. What's the conversation going to change to, Robert?
Oh, is he still bi?
Yeah, is he going to end up bi? Then you end up talking about the sexuality of a kid. And as we all know, that's not okay.
No, it's not. And then here, let me know if I have any issues, dude, because my computer's free. No,
you're all good.
Okay. Here's the other issue. You also have the fact that even if you do DH, and one thing, if you go with the whole, he's an imposter, then you're already building up a long history with this new character.
Okay, now he's gone. Okay, hang on. He's coming back. Okay, I think he left real quick. Let me know if you guys can still see and hear me. Can you guys still see and hear me? Because I think I'm still good. Okay, good. But it's like the other issue with it, and then Tevia says, which honestly I hate to say it, but the window was probably 10 years ago. Yes, this is the thing, everyone. Okay, good. Thank you, everyone. This is the point that like Robert and I were bringing up. It's like the point where this could have been a thing where they could have like reversed everything. And he is back. Hang on, he's loading in. All right, here we go. So
where did you lose me at?
I forget, but Tevye brings up a good point. He said, which honestly I hate to say, but the window was probably 10 years ago to do this. Yes, exactly.
Well, 10 years ago is when he was introduced, so it'll be a little bit less than 10 years.
Let me put it this way. The window is when He Who Must Not Be Named left DC. That's when that would be the prime point. From there up until absolute Dark Crisis is where the window was where you could have done that.
Especially when you had, but anyway, here's what I was saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
If we believe it's an imposter, we've had this imposter for a lot longer than we've had the kid. And if we really want to get rid, and if you just say, oh, get rid of him, that's no different than the other toy man, the hero toy man. How Jeff John said, oh, nope, he wasn't real.
Yeah,
just so he can bring back the original toy man. And I was ticked. A lot of people were ticked off that he just brushed aside that toy man and that it'd be, oh, he was never real. He was created so he can learn all the league secrets.
Yeah, exactly.
But that would be the exact same thing you'd be doing with this, Sean. And yeah, I know there are people out there who are like, I don't care. A lot of other people do.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like you're then taking away a character that people in essence, Robert, if they were to de-age him now, they are doing to John's new fans what He Who Must Not Be Named did to his old fans.
And here's the other thing. It'd be like it's almost similar, but even worse than what you had to deal with losing Super Wonder.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, worse, I would say.
Tavia brings up a good analogy. The Maximus situation with Rebirth. Remember that?
Yeah, exactly. That one, where they said, oh, that one you knew wasn't even real. fake. The real one is this lesbian. At least they backpedal on that one.
Exactly. And the counterpoint I could hear coming, Robert, is, well, why don't they just have both Johns show up and like do a book? Well, here's why. That would get confusing real fast, and you need to keep it simple.
And I'll say this: they're more than likely to have the adult one be the real one, and the kid one be a copy.
Yeah, like let me put it this way. Here's how I would do it. If I had to bring back the kid somehow, I would just make it where it's a clone.
Well, technically, Jeremy Adams kind of toyed with that by having them be time displays, and he would eventually have to go back.
No, but I'm saying it's not a time displacer thing. Like, it's essentially...
No, Cameron, no psych. Hold on. I'll get it.
Oh, okay. So what I was saying is like, so here's my idea. Someone, maybe Amanda Waller or maybe Luther or someone clones John, and then the clone is rescued before he like ages out of being 10, in other words.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way they could. Doesn't mean they're going to do it. I want to be clear on that. But this is a way, if I had to bring back Kid John, but couldn't like the DH John, that's how I would do it. Now, the weakness with that solution is that you wouldn't be able to clone his past and memories. You wouldn't be able to do that. You would essentially just have a husk, essentially.
Yep, hold on. I'm looking it up.
But that's the way. Yeah, I love Cameron. Say psych right now, Robert. No,
I can't. Jeff, one of the few cases of Jeff that I'm like, really, Jeff? Really?
Oh, trust me. Ever since I became a hardcore Wonder Woman fan, I've had many really Jeff moments.
Tevye, that goes back to the whole why not there be two?
It could be would have been to have 10-year-old John Kent return, but the older one could be Jordan. But Jordan Kent has never existed, and they'd be creating another character and then re-complicating it.
Yeah. Hold on, I got the issue. Hold on.
And also, Tevye, it's like you already have him being called John in the present. Why would
we have a clone? We have a clone too.
Yeah, and we also have a clone, says Cameron. So let's see what we got here.
Let me just scroll right through it. Okay, here it is. Because first it was Jeff's way of trying to get rid of the whole Toyman was a P word and everything.
Okay.
He killed Cat's son. Then it was revealed, no, it was one of his robots that was made, and it reveals all of these were different robots, including Hero. And he's like, I made them all. I made them all so well. They fooled everyone. They even fooled Superman. That's what I can do. And then he uses that. I get what Jeff was going. He wanted to get rid of this by revealing, turns out it was a glitch. Of course, that goes over in the face of Zatanna doing something to him.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, then you have Batman showing up because why? Toyman keeps getting looked at as called a Batman villain.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so here I know all your secrets, Batman, and I'm going to tell on you. And Batman just doesn't care that it was Hero.
Interesting. But Nick says the point of confusion in his life, he thought it was but it was, wait, hang on. If they want to go back to younger John, I'd suggest early wobbly time shenanigans. Well, want to retcon and be and bi, have a moment where he comes to a realization as bi phase comes from a point of confusion in his life. Again, Nick, that's a good idea. The problem is they would still get the anti-homophobe, the homophobic backlash.
Yep.
Either way, DC, and they're not going to risk it being like you piss off some people because, as far as they know, you can piss off everyone.
And again, they've been handling, unlike Marvel, DC's handled their most of their queer stuff very well for the most part. Some exceptions, but for the most part, they've handled it
like
pretty
Galaxy.
Well. I still think Galaxy's the one the better. I was going to say Tim. After, as it went further, when it was introduced, was handled well. But, okay, exactly. Tevye, do not look at it as a lose-lose.
Because you still have a good character. It's not like they retconned it. See, here's why what happened to John is better than what happened to Super Wonder, Robert. Because remember, there's not an event that was explicitly created to retcon to retcon Kid John out of continuity. That was it was the other way around. Jurgens, that was the purpose of Superman Reborn.
I think the purpose was also to try and incorporate the missing years too, but yeah,
it was essentially to simplify the timeline. But he said one of the main reasons was that his words. So that's why what happened to John is better, because they didn't wipe out that part of his past.
Yep, that is true, Cameron. They broke the two up, and it was done organically.
Yeah, and the way they're kind of building it up now is that he's going to be with Dreamer. Maybe, but they're heavily hinting at it. Let me put it to you that way.
If not, well, at the very least, it's made clear it's on her side of things.
Yeah. We haven't seen necessarily how, like, I mean, the closest we got to seeing John acknowledge like any feelings to her was like in the tie-in for Absolute Power
and the Action comic stuff and everything. But yeah, there's been so much. He is questioning her a little bit because of some of the actions she's done, but for the most part, he was still defending her against Jay.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Don't see us as a lose-lose. And then Tevia says, which is fine by me because Jay is not an interesting character, and you know it's funny. An article I basically said he's...
Okay, I'll say this. When Tom Taylor handed him, yeah, I'll be honest, Nicole has actually made him interesting.
Tevia knows me so well. He knows me so well.
Right, but you get what I just said? Like, Nicole has made him interesting as a villain.
I would say that.
Now that he's the one with all of Amanda's knowledge and she's been mind-wiped. That, I'm curious on where they go with it. But the fact is, though, it makes me wonder. It does imply that all of John's relationship with John was built on lies or misunderstandings.
I think honestly we're gonna retcon it or like reveal that his whole relationship with John was he was gonna try and like steer John to becoming, like, for lack of a better term, Injustice Superman.
Right. By the way, Nick's if you want
to yeah, and that's
but
fine.
I don't think they're gonna get. I think the flack for keeping him by is not as bad as Tim was.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing. John did not have a previous relationship that everyone was like, yes, we love this. Tim had that with Stephanie.
Oh, yeah. Tim had that with Stephanie and even his original girlfriend. Now, again, I know John technically was given one girl, but again, they were kids. It was puppy love.
No, but I'm saying it would be because, remember, he was aged up before he became bi.
That's true. That's true. And even then, I think part of the reason the main bi was supposed to back it up, but also so they could, because he who shall not be named wanted to have him with Saturn Girl.
Yeah, I saw that they kind of hinted at that in the Legion book. I need to
hinted. No, they did date for a little while.
They need to revisit that. By the way, can you imagine John facing like the Omega Saturn Girl?
Oh, geez.
I really want to see that. I really want to see that.
It's clearly not. They've clearly gotten rid of the Ben.
Ah! That counts. That counts.
Why did you say that name? That Legion is gone.
Yeah. Right. NJ says, I don't know about you all, but the Secret Six is making Clark and Lois horrible parents. Have they ever called her up or asked them what he's up to?
First of all, this is all within the span of a day.
Yeah, the series is not that long, so
it's 6 issues and it's over the course of a day or hours. People got to remember that it's not months unless you're Ultimate Spider-Man. It was a couple of hours, and he's over 17, 18, whatever. Physically and technically, mentally, he is able to be out on his own. It's only if they heard about what was going on, they'd be here like, what are you doing? I mean, I'm sure they're giving him a stern talking to after this, then giving him a hug because he's upset.
And by the way, Tevia says he hated the relationship with Saturn Girl.
Oh, yeah, it was forced. She forced it. Saturn Girl forced it. She used her psychic powers to not only, because she had a mad on for him, she influenced him and the reason why they went back in time to pick him up was her doing.
All right, Robert, I got an idea. This would piss everyone off.
Oh no, don't tell me you're doing the Jean Grey option.
This would be how, this is another way DC could retcon out the bias. The Jean Grey thing.
Have it be that
I'm not saying do it, I want to be clear, but that would piss everyone off.
They've been avoiding that. I give them props. Yeah. Even when they were having Tim come out as bi, its initial outing was respectful.
Yeah, but I'm like,
everything after what that wasn't.
No. Can you imagine if they retcon it that like Saturn Girl so he wouldn't date another woman, made him bi?
Except he would still have the option for girls.
He would still have the option for girls, yeah. But wouldn't that be hilarious?
Yep, and I gotta say, putting him up with Dreamer, I think she's the better choice.
She is. They have a really close like relationship, and Dreamer again is a really cool character.
Given how she was going to have, again, going by word of God, her surgery was supposed to be related to her condition. That means technically she is still, not fully transitioned.
Yeah, but it's like that's not the way she's drawn.
Oh, no. Oh, to be fair, you're going to have a lot of people who have all but down there.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, it's like, here's the great part about Dreamer. You often forget.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Because, and Maines has been very clear on this. Credit to her, by the way. She doesn't want Naya being trans to be the entirety of her character. That's what annoys the crap out of me.
And that's because that's not who she is.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're a character. I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm like, that's why Jessica Cruz has lasted so long. That's why you have all these other quote unquote diversity characters that have lasted for so long. Even like Jon Stewart, Vixen, Black Lightning. They don't. It plays. Sometimes it plays into their like characters.
Well, Black Lightning, I'd say a bit more so than others.
A bit more sometimes, but I'm saying that's not all the character is. They also do superhero crap.
Exactly. Again, it's like Batwoman in the comics. She's a superhero who happens to be a lesbian. Unlike the show where she's a lesbian superhero. Big, huge difference.
Exactly.
And yeah, but seriously, I'm still impressed by Maines.
Yeah.
She has done such.
She turned out to be a pretty good comic writer, huh?
Yep. And again, I'm positive. So much of what's done here was the natural occurrence. And I have a feeling while she respects Tom Taylor, she probably looked at and realized, just like everyone else, he's a villain. He's a villain waiting to happen. Funny?
Taylor himself set that up really, really, really well because even back in the original series, because if you look at it, it's like even Batman is like, this kid is a villain.
Now, I think here's what I think Taylor's intent was. Yes, Jay is a villain, but John will eventually win him over, which would fit with what Taylor was setting up John for.
And to Tommy, it could be like, it's not necessarily Feige hates money, but remember, for the longest time they couldn't because of the rights.
No, that's Spectacular. That's the rights.
Oh, okay.
Spectacular is still owned by Sony, lock, stock, and barrel. Remember, it was Fox who did the 90s show.
And from all indicators, it looks like they probably are going to continue it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I gotta say, looking at the artwork with Dreamer, yeah, but you really think she's a dude?
Yeah, and I'm like, exactly. That's my point. Or it's like, again, it's like, it's not necessarily that, but it's like the fact that she doesn't remind you of it every 30 seconons. Because that's the bad characters that are created by hacks.
And again, even the surgery, they don't say what it is. We would have known if
it could be heart surgery for all we know.
Yeah, I mean, it's leaned into, but it's not made explicitly clear because why should it?
Yeah, exactly. It could be any surgery could be.
But anyway, but back to our topic. Back to the topic about John.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Again, that theory, there's so many holes in it. Like I said, because I saw someone do a video, and I'm not going to name names. No, Debbie, it's not you. It's not you. It's and who did a video claiming Dan Slott was in on and tried to pull a fast one.
Yeah.
again, that's under the assumption that editorial is the same. It's not. Caveat: the surgery was meant to be her fully transitioning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say any more than that.
Yeah, exactly. So exactly. And it's like, again, it's like, first off, again, you're assuming Dan Slott cares about John Kent. Again, here's the problem with this theory. It assumes that John Kent is more important to DC than he actually is.
I had to say this. Crypto's more important than John at the moment.
Yeah, John is, well, for one thing, movie. And
yep.
for the second thing, John is a derivative character of Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That's what people have to realize. Superman, Superman is the most important character in the super family. That's it. Everyone else is like below. And arguably, the hierarchy, the way I kind of explain, the way I kind of think about it, in terms of the actual super characters, Superman, Kara, Connor, and Crypto, John.
Then the twins.
Yes, exactly.
But I hate to say that. Well, yeah. Well, Supergirl has much more of an advantage,
and she's getting a movie too. So there is that.
By the way, here's something else, because there's no scans for this issue. I'm showing the new issue. You have this whole point of Dreamer confessing, saying like, I really hoped you were going to surprise me, and the truth comes out. You never trusted me. You had a vision, and you were testing me. Why couldn't you just put the gun down? We could have been friends. You will never be my friend. My mother is dead because of you. Newsflash, when Amanda Waller gave that order, I already turned on her, and it nearly killed me. Then when I saved Superman from her monster, or when the Fortress of Solitude blew up, it did kill me. So what else do you want me to do? Stay dead!
Yeah, and by NJ brings up Power Girl. Well, Power Girl is like an alternate reality version of Supergirl. But by the way, and Nick, yes, Power Girl is awesome. I'm not. Her comic may have been really crappy of late.
But yeah, that is Earth 2 Superman, and that is a completely different Superman. And Earth 2 Superman is her Superman.
Oh, okay.
And she never treats Clark like her Superman. For a brief time, she did when she was trying to figure out who she was, which was an up and down roller coaster. But for the most part, ever since they kept who she is, yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. TW, we told. Why do you think we like her?
That's why I told you it's not all doom and gloom. It's like, here's the thing. It's like with me. I have admitted when there were good stories where even Clois is done, and I'm like, oh, because good writing is good writing. It doesn't matter what they're doing, what characters they're using. I
just realized, in a lot of ways, given how Dreamer acts, she could almost be John's Wonder Woman. With how much of her personality
Watch it, Robert. You're making me ship them. Watch it. All you have to do was call her John's Wonder Woman. Oh, boy.
I mean, she's more complicated than Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she certainly isn't John's Lois. Oh, reminder, John's Lois is evil.
To be fair, that barely lasted.
I know. I was just making a joke there.
I know. But then you have the other thing. In issue 5, what was the first thing Jay did when he found out everything? Look at that. All that blood on him.
Mm-hmm.
And then what did he say when John asked him, whose blood, where did you get that blood from? He then said, like, whose blood's on your suit? What? Mine, because she hit me. It's not yours or Nia's.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he was so quick to lie.
Yeah, NJ, that Yara being his Wonder Woman was like quickly abandoned with Future State.
Right. But like I said, the fact that Jay was that quick to lie.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's gonna be revealed at some point, maybe not in this, but at some point, that the relationship between John and Jay, it was more of Jay was trying to influence John to turn him toward evil.
Or at the very, maybe not even evil per se, but at the very least, taking over the world for the betterment of it. Because as he says at one point,
what he says is the betterment.
Well, yeah, he says, it's, God, John, don't you see? Your country paid to turn you into a state-sanctioned monster in absolute power. It's irredeemable. The only way for things to get better is to tear it down and build something new. They're trying to make him Dr. Doom, in other words.
Yeah, exactly. And I said I brought this up when Robert and I were talking about it when that issue came out. What a great way to create John's Lex Luthor.
Big time. Big time.
That is the perfect way. Tom King, that's how you give someone a villain.
Exactly. Now, we all know Taylor would never have done this.
No. Exactly.
Now, granted, if he was told to come in after they got the ball rolling, he would have saw it through. There is no way you can back this out.
Mm-hmm.
Can we be honest on that? There is no way.
Mm-hmm.
Cameron has a point, though. That's the beauty of it. They're not making Jay a two-dimensional villain.
No, they're making him a villain that you can hate.
Because he got screwed. His whole the U.S. sanctioned Gamora's invasion and the killing of his mom.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, look, it's like they've done a lot to set this up, and if they do, let me put it straight. I'm not saying it's guaranteed they're going to turn him into John's Lex, but I'm just saying the potential is there for them to do just that.
Or he's a new Waller.
Or that actually.
Because Waller is now completely blank.
Because imagine that, because all of a sudden you could say that because of what happened with John, he doesn't trust anyone with powers anymore.
Yep, but yeah, here's what it says at the beginning. Listen to this, all right? No, and look, we have images of him as a kid and everything, trying to be like his father. Normal hasn't been a part of my life for a long time. When I first found out Dad was Superman, I was over the moon. Of course I was. That's every kid's dream. The reason Dad's not at your baseball games is because he's saving the world. I thought once I knew there wouldn't be any more secret. There wouldn't need to be any more secrets. Everything was going to be different. And it was. The normal I knew became a distant past, growing further away until it wasn't even something I could hold on anymore. Saying that during the Ultraman stuff. Then he says, fear became my new normal. And no matter how many years pass, that never changes. And then after everything that happened with Jay, he then said, I don't care anymore about Checkmate, Amanda, any of it. I was trying so hard those things could go back to normal, but there's no normal to go back to. Maybe there never was. And maybe this pain and heartbreak is our normal. And resistance was always futile. I'm just the last to know.
Tavia's got a great idea. He could have his own Suicide Squad to hunt down the super family. That is a great idea. I like that. I like that.
Yeah, but like I said, well, what do you think about what I just read there? Basically, and it's all tying back. Basically, this is John finally coming to grips with how much he screwed up.
Yeah, exactly.
How much of a life he had, a screwed up life he's had. And I think Jay was more him kidding himself. Like, he's like, so long as I have Jay, I'm fine.
And here's the thing. Again, this is making me like John even more. I gotta be honest, because it's like, oh, that is some compelling stuff.
And again, you gotta thank Nicole Maines for doing this. But she's taking what Taylor set up.
What I would love if for Maines to actually write just a John solo series.
I trust her.
Yeah. With that, she has done nothing but good things with John.
Yeah, everywhere. Ever since that Action comic backup.
Yeah.
Ever since that Action comic backup and everything now, he's not involved with the upcoming Justice League book.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about that one.
Yeah, because it features a Jazia Axelrod and
Galaxy's creator and the Hawk Girl writer.
They'll try. Yeah, exactly.
Now, I hope Nicole is willing to put her foot down. Like, let's just tell a good story. Let's not try and change anyone.
Oh, and by the way, Robert, you know, I just realized I had the perfect opportunity during this conversation to play this clip.
Time travel.
I
just realized that. I'm like, no.
But like I said, though, John, okay, Tevye, I guess with what I just described, granted, I know it's not young, kid John having fun adventures with Damian and anything. One, they're still good buddies. They're still on good terms. But let me ask you something here, Tevye. Doesn't that sound compelling?
Well, actually, here's a great idea, and Timo will get that. Let me ask you this, Tevye. Let's say they put John and Damian together in a Super Sons book, not the aging John, but just adult John and like 13-year-old Damian.
Yeah.
Older Damon. Would that be a lot like Sasquatch? And by the way, TMO, yeah, I love I haven't watched the
It's good.
Fantastic Four card. It's good. I'll check that out. It's on Disney Plus. I'll check that out.
Yep. But yeah, like I said though, Tevya, first my question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You got to be honest. That is a compelling what they're doing with John. When you say they're finally doing something with that trauma.
Yeah, because that's what everyone thought when John went to Earth 3 to fight Ultraman. That's what everyone thought it was gonna be.
And when the Absolute Power book was coming out, people thought it was gonna be that.
Tevia says, I hate to say it, but your idea does sound compelling and super interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tomasi got the ball rolling and no one did anything.
Wait. Who said Tomasi writing?
No. He's talking about
the one shot. Okay.
No. Again, similar to that one shot. No, but Tomasi's not coming back, dude.
And NJ, no. I'm gonna say this. Here's what happened. Mara's not permanently dead. They're gonna bring her back. I would say within the next arc, they're gonna bring her back.
Because here's why. NJ.
Wait. I can use it. You know what they're gonna use to bring it back?
Time travel.
Yeah, because here's why you know. In fact, let me load up the issue. Is this the right issue? Please let it be the right issue. Nope, not the right issue. Is it this one? Oh, yep. Here it is. Here's
Cameron, calm down. Everyone, calm down.
Okay, here's why you know this is not going to be permanent and it's going to be undone.
Sure, go ahead, show it.
There's Andy older. I like how he thinks it's Mara, but then Jackson is older.
Yeah, they're gonna revert because they want to do stories with Jackson and stuff. They're not gonna keep them old.
Basically, time got displaced. Now, here's what I think they could do. I don't think Andy looks hot. Yeah, but I think she died here of old age. It's gonna get reversed. It's obvious, and I think at the very most, the most we'll get. I'm not saying a guarantee, but there's a strong chance they might keep older Andy. Maybe.
Yeah. So DC's gonna do another technical age up.
Yeah, but in this case, it'll make sense because everyone got de-aged. Those who were still in Atlantis got de-aged back to normal, but she was outside of it.
They could do that.
Andy and John's a couple. They haven't interacted.
They've never interacted because remember, in that case, here's the problem with that.
It's not likely, NJ. It's not likely. I'm just saying.
The way I think they're going to undo it is that somehow some time travel shenanigans will happen, and Arthur will prevent Atlantis from ever being swallowed up or whatever the hell happened to it. So time travel stuff. But anyway, and Tevye, the problem with that argument is Andy was a baby when John was an adult. And
the other thing is Andy's had more time with that non-binary Flash.
Yeah, so if they were gonna pair Andy with Avery, with anyone, it would be Avery.
Yeah.
And by yes, I will say the adult Andy is very well designed.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my god,
she looks like Mira. But like I said,
she looks like a mix of Mira and Arthur. That works.
By the way, that's Garth and Jackson. Both of them got aged up.
There's no way they're gonna keep them that way.
I don't get why people are just thinking oh, Mira's dead. I hate Adam. How did they ignore this part?
Yeah, there's too much stuff that I almost said Marvel, that DC would have to keep in place. There's too much stuff that screws with other people's stories.
Yeah, exactly. And again, you're taking most of your characters off the board by making them old.
Yeah, you cannot do it. All I ask is that give Jeremy Adams a chance, because as far as I have seen, whenever he gives us a story, he follows through.
Yeah,
do that.
Exactly.
Just let it follow through. As far as we know, what could happen is Arthur could just use magic to de-age everyone back and not do time travel stuff, and then he re-energizes Mira, and she comes in and kicks the king's ass.
Maybe.
As far as we know, so that's why I'm saying Give the dude a chance. Trust me, Jeremy Irons is not Tom King.
He's not. And again, like
He's
I said,
better.
I don't understand why people they're just looking at screenshots. That's the problem.
Yeah, Mara needs stories outside of Atlantis and separate from Arthur. She did serve on the Justice League briefly in Rebirth. That was cool. I like that one. Very
briefly, yep. She's so limited to it. That's unfortunate. But hey, NJ, she's getting a lot more than she's had in the majority of her existence.
Yeah, even in the Deconic run, she was like the queen of Atlantis while Arthur was doing other stuff.
Well, I'm saying ever since Jeff brought her into Blackest Night, she has been a powerhouse ever since.
Solidified by Jeff's run, I think.
Definitely solidified by Jeff's run. So, because beforehand, after she went nuts after losing her kid, they hardly did anything with her.
Yeah, so really, Jeff Johns is the reason why we have badass warrior queen Mira. By the way, yep. By the way, how do you guys feel about that Mark in my comic, the New DC Universe, made Diana the second Wonder Woman in politics first?
Okay,
that's not wrong. That's not wrong.
May I?
Go ahead.
Tamayo, did you say their name? Tamayo?
I guess. Go ahead.
Wonder Woman. The Wonder Woman name was always just that. A name, a title. When Diana left Paradise Island, she was given the title of Wonder Woman, the Amazon's champion and representative. Anyone can be Wonder Woman so long as the Amazons decree it. Artemis became Wonder Woman. Having Hippolyta be it before Diana makes sense because it is a title. It is not like
here's the thing.
It's not like Thor with her name.
DC is determined to have a Wonder Woman on the Justice Society. It's either this or have Wonder Woman old as dirt. Trust me, you don't want Wonder Woman being old as dirt.
Yeah, exactly. So it's saying a lot wrong? Not really. They got it right.
Now, DC did recently get something wrong with that time travel book, right? With Booster Gold and Wave Rider.
I'll show it. I will show it.
Might as well, because that is ridiculous.
Yep. Hold on. Let me get it. Let me first get the Convergence book.
Yeah, this is something that's ridiculous. NJ says, as a Superman fan, Robert, will you be upset if they made Jor-El the first Superman and Clark a legacy character?
That's completely different.
Yeah, because the Superman identity was solely an Earth-created thing.
Yeah, that is completely different, dude. I don't get what?
It's a different thing.
Yeah, I mean, okay. First of all, I'll show the Convergence book first.
And by the way, Tevye says, speaking of John Kent, I just realized something. We haven't got to see John go to school as his teenage version. I think he's past high school age. Yeah, I think at this point he's even past like college age or something like that. And plus, he doesn't really do that. It's like you don't need to see him go to school anymore. It's not a thing.
Come on, there we go. Okay, in Convergence, this is future Booster, as in pre-Flashpoint Booster turned into Wave Rider. This was supposed to be one of the swan songs for Dan Jurgens giving his character.
Yep.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, let me get over to the Justice League book. Justice League Unlimited. See, that's where I put it under in my folder. And Dark Tomorrow. Oh, God, you guys are going to be like, wait, what?
When Robert told me this, I literally couldn't believe it until I saw it with my own eyes. I'm like, wait, what?
They call him Matthew Ryder, and yet he has the Convergence look.
Yeah. And by the way, NJ, that's different because Bruce was never Batman in the Flashpoint timeline. He was dead. So that's different.
Yeah. Also, yes, Thomas in some versions has worn a Batman-like suit during a Halloween. He didn't go fight crime.
Yeah, that's the different thing. In Flashpoint, Thomas was the first, but in the regular timeline, because Flashpoint's a different timeline, in the regular timeline, Bruce was the first Batman.
The most you could ever get was him wearing a Batman-like costume.
Yeah, for a Halloween party, but obviously that doesn't count.
No one has ever done a story where he did fight crime one night. No one has ever done that.
Second off, I'm against the whole thing that making it like a legacy is a bad thing. It doesn't cheapen anything Diana does.
By that logic, Wally should never be the new Flash because that should belong to Barry.
Or how about no one should ever be no one else should ever be a Green Lantern
because of Alan.
Yeah, because of Alan. Exactly. So
I never understood
see where this kind of goes.
Yeah, here's the thing, Diane. It's one of the few, but that and Cassie's creation are one of the few things I give props for Burns' Wonder Woman. Was trying to find a way to incorporate Hippolyta and having, because he said, I wanted to have Diana in World War II. They told me no. So I said, okay, I'll have Hippolyta get stuck in time for a while.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
And again, like I said, go back to Wonder Woman #1, Sensational Comics. It was made clear Wonder Woman is a title. And they never said she was the first Wonder Woman.
No, they just said she was like the current champion.
That was a name they would give, and they did it again with Artemis.
Yeah, exactly.
It was never excluded. And
in fact, when Artemis won the contest, they literally said, "You are Wonder Woman now."
Donna became Wonder Woman for a brief time, criminally short, but still.
Yeah, exactly. And Cameron, fair enough. I get it, but it's like
in universe.
In universe, it's consistent with the rules. It's because, let me put it this way, DC is determined to have a Wonder Woman in World War II on the JSA. This is the way to do it without making Diana old. So I'm like,
they've acknowledged they can't do it with Superman. They can't.
Yeah, they can't.
Now, they've had some stories where he's gone back in time and had like a few adventures, but not that long. But
yeah, exactly. That's why I'm in favor of it, because it adds more context as to why Hippolyta was like, you can't go to man's world.
If she ever saw the Holocaust.
Exactly. That's my point, because it's like
she would see the good of men. She would see the good of men from the Leaguers, but she would also see the evil of men and be like, they got worse, my daughter. They got worse.
Yes, exactly. So this also presents an opportunity for Diana to teach Hippolyta and says, no, man's world is better.
That was an exception, not a standard.
Yeah, yes, exactly. So you see the story potential on this. Now, it doesn't mean they're going to do it, but I'm just saying the story potential actually here is actually really good, and it elevates Diana as a person, not just as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and again, like I keep saying, in universe, it's a title. This is not Thor, where it's his name, and they decided to make it a title.
Exactly.
It is like, no, it is a title. Her name is Diana of Themyscira. That is her name.
Or Diana Prince if you're Tom King.
And other people do. Come on.
I know, but I'm saying modern times.
Yeah, but Wonder Woman is her title. They're given to her by the Amazon, and they could take it away just as easily.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing.
And they could do it. They could do it, and she can't argue it. She'd be like, "Yes, my sisters. Yes, mother." And she never argued. Have you know that? She never argued.
She didn't stop being a superhero either. She just wore the biker suit.
Oh boy, the whole thing with Artemis, the fact that was done because Wonder Woman's supposed to die. Oh, we'll give the title to someone else and she dies.
Yeah, so she dies instead. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a D-bag move, Hippolyta.
Now, granted, it was a character that was when Artemis was created. You can make the excuse. If that happened well after Artemis' creation, then you can really be saying, oh, that's stupid. But exactly. Speaking of John Kent and
that's good. See, DC is consistently releasing that content, so you know what? That's good.
Yeah, exactly. But like we said, I mean, look,
and TJ brings up a good point. Yes, Hippolyta seeing all the horrors of mankind, particularly during World War II, it gives it more like oomph.
No, she was only there. Sorry. Go ahead, finish.
Why she is so like, no, you do not know man's world, Diana.
Yeah, you know, she will say, yes, there are good people. There are very good people. But their evil has gotten worse. Because no way would she undermine the society. No way.
And because remember, Diana's purpose is to essentially bring the Amazons and man's world together.
Exactly. And like I said, I mean, I know people might not like it, but Face facts, guys.
Of the available options, this is the least evil.
Yeah, I mean, even what Byrne did, it was modern day about it. Somehow got bumped in time, so it didn't even change. Like she just simply had some fun. For present day about it, had fun in the past, and then came back.
Yeah. So with this, it's like, look,
they're tweaking it. They're tweaking it.
Yeah, they're just making it seem less like crazy without the time travel.
Time travel. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
The Wonder Woman of 1854.
No, that was the Zack Snyder Wonder Woman with the spear holding the heads.
They still kept that image though, didn't they?
It's the image, but it was just probably a pitch image. It wasn't like anything that they were seriously going to do.
Okay, so you want to wrap up?
Yeah, exactly. Let's do that. But in the meantime, don't be so close to everyone watching. Don't be so close-minded about John, because again, it's like I even admitted where there's great Superman stories nowadays, great Wonder Woman stories nowadays, not written by Tom King, but it's that's the thing. And there's been great stories with John. So you know what?
Exactly.
And again, DC keeps releasing collections of the. You can call it the classic era of John. So you know what? You still get fresh. You still get fresh looks at that old content. So there you go. Anyways,
exactly.
Robert, where can we find you? What we got coming on your channel?
Got my links down below. Currently, I'm having a whole bunch of both movies, movie reviews with my friend Alex, and Peek and I going over the Just Imagine Stan Lee books individually, as I'm slowly making my way up to 600, where I'll cover Watchmen.
And by the way, TJ has a great hashtag, nothing by Tom King. That's good. But as for me, I will be on the Lethal Geeks on Saturday talking about Superman and comic books and stuff. And then on Sunday, Britt and I will be going live for a Super Wonder Legacy episode where we're comparing Superman and Wonder Woman to Black Adam and Isis. And I mean, obviously, I mean the character. And based upon your votes, this week for Wonder Woman Wednesday, I'm going to do an update, a follow-up to last week's episode where I talk about more of my favorite Wonder Woman artists, because you guys voted on it. And yes, TJ, I have read Darkness Steel. Great story. Great story. And so stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. She belongs to General Zod or Satan. Zoe is the Maxivat for life. It was Mephisto all along.
Eve Trevor.